It's been almost 3 years, and it's finally back. Hey everyone, it's Molly with Mammoth Club, and I'm here at Disney's Hollywood Studios today for what promises to be the most magical evening possibly ever. I'm taking you with me to see FANTASMIC, but that's not all. There's more back in Hollywood Studios. Certain character meet and greets are back, including one I'm very, very excited about. The Christmas decorations are up. It's gonna be just a wonderful, magical, like Molly's highlight reel afternoon, evening, and I just wanna bring you with me. So get ready, get excited. I sure am. Oh my gosh, y'all, and it's Christmas walking in here. Oh, this is truly going to be just the greatest afternoon. I know everyone loves Magic Kingdom Christmas, and they should, but I think there's something very special about the vintage decor here at Hollywood. We'll go scope out some more Christmas decor in a second, but for now, I got a date. Oh my gosh, I think Gertie has her hat on. All right, we're definitely going over there in a minute. Now, clearly not counting FANTASMIC, character meet and greets have been one of the last things to return to normal in Walt Disney World ever since the closure. When the parks reopened, there were still plenty of characters in the form of surprise cavalcades that would happen with a bunch of characters in them. They also did these like distance sightings where you might see Mickey or Minnie or Goofy or any number of characters on maybe a balcony or far away from you, where you could see them and wave and take a selfie, but you weren't able to actually do a meet and greet and get close to them. Oh yeah! Then they moved to a phase where you could get closer to the characters, but you still couldn't hug and get autographs, and you had to stay a certain distance apart. And then finally, as things progressed, they moved to bringing back traditional meet and greets at character dining, at places around the parks, where you could hug and get your autographs and do a traditional character meet and greet. But they didn't bring back all of the characters at the same time. They started with characters like Mickey and the princesses, and they've slowly been bringing back people ever since. And while I'm delighted to go see Mickey and Minnie and Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and so many of my other favorite characters, you haven't been able to actually hug and meet my all-time favorite character until just a few days ago. So I'm in Toy Story Land right now, in line to see Buzz Lightyear and give him a hug for the first time in almost 3 years, and I'm probably gonna be dramatic about it. Do you think Buzz will like my shoes? They are children's shoes that I bought from Adidas, but I think he'll like them.
Man, the dolls must really go for you.
Hi, Buzz. Buzz Lightyear. Want to give Buzz a hug by yourself? With Mama or by yourself?
Yeah, how have you been? Zooming around, seeing the galaxy. Oh, riding Bull's hat? Oh, that makes sense. Buzz, look at my shoes. You see that? It's so stupid to have emotions like this as an adult, but it's also not. It means more than just meeting a character. You know what I mean? The last few years have been really tough for everyone, and it just means things are gonna be okay. You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe that's silly. The character fun isn't over yet. I'm now headed over to see a very beloved fan favorite character that some people don't even realize you can meet. And he's been back for a little bit longer than Buzz has, but I haven't had the chance to say hello in a while, so let's go. We are headed into Star Wars Launch Bay. This is a Star Wars exhibit that was widely unused when the parks reopened. It definitely wasn't used to its full form. There are props in here. There is a short documentary, which unfortunately is still not reopened at the Launch Bay Theater right here. And there are character meet and greets. This is actually where you can meet BB-8, Chewbacca, and Darth Vader. And of course, Darth Vader is a huge fan fave, and this is the place if you want to meet Darth Vader.
Know the power of the dark side.
I recommend any Star Wars fan come in here. It's often forgotten, and even if you don't want to meet the characters, there are costumes and props from the stories. It's a great place to get some air conditioning and sit down. As a pro tip, Darth Vader's line gets really long because people love him, and it's not a super quickly moving meet and greet. I'm coming in just a few minutes before the line officially closes. It typically closes at 5, and it just dropped from 55 minutes to 20. And I don't even think I'll wait that long. So maybe come later in the day and you may have a better wait time. Also, I'm going to take this moment to show you in the app how to find the characters and what times they come out. It's not super intuitive, but if you search and you search for wait times, so you'll type that into the search bar up there, hit wait times. I know you're like, why are you showing me wait times? Wait for it. Click up here where it says wait times. You'll see this list of other things. Click characters. And then you can actually filter it right here based on what park you're at. So I'm in Hollywood Studios. I'm going to apply that filter. And then I can see all of the characters that I could run into here in Hollywood Studios. And then if you click them, it'll tell you what times they're available. So people like Darth Vader, it says 9 to 5. But people like Buzz, his sets are over for the day. People like Buzz, it will actually tell you the specific set times. So this is a great thing to use if you are looking for certain characters. We can go look over at Epcot now if we want to show you. And they disappear throughout the day. So if the characters doesn't have any more sets, you won't see them listed anymore. But this is very helpful if you are a character person and you want to know what time you can see your characters. Last thing I'll say, if you see it says sighting as opposed to a location, that is still a distanced character meet and greet, meaning they will be up on a porch or a stage or far away from you so you can see them, wave them, take a selfie, but it's not going to be a traditional meet and greet. It took like maybe 10 minutes and now I'm next to meet Darth. I'm a little scared, y'all, because he's legit so intimidating when you get up close to him.
Someone has been hired. You will join me.
Okay.
Beside me.
Okay.
You will not regret your decision to serve the Empire. You may regret the decision not to. Carry on.
Of course, sir.
You will receive instructions for your initial training.
Okay.
We look forward to your service.
I think you'll be pleased with my efforts.
Good.
Bye! He is so intimidating, but he's such a good meet and greet experience. If you have somebody that likes Star Wars, get him in here. But like, be warned that he's very intimidating. He's very tall. I saw kids crying, but he's cool. He's super cool. He's like the one, if you think you're too cool for character meet and greets, I bet he's the one that you can convince somebody in your party to take a picture with. This is what I'm talking about by cool costumes. This is a replica, but it's of Rey's costume and her speeder from Force Awakens, and there's some other exhibits like this. I also, even as not a diehard Star Wars fan, really like this mural. It spans through all of the films, and it's also got moments from Rogue One and Solo, and it's just got like a million characters on it, and you could stand and look at this for a long time. Hello. But also, hello. Those are the two main reasons I watch Star Wars. I'm kidding. I actually like Star Wars just fine. I think Episode 7 is my favorite movie, which I'm sure people are like clutching their pearls saying that. That was just the first one I saw in theaters, and I really enjoyed it, and I liked the return of Han and Chewie to the Falcon. And as a non-Star Wars person, as in I didn't grow up watching Star Wars, it was fun to be like a part of it, going to see Episode 7 in the theaters. But I like Star Wars quite a bit, not as much as Alan and Max. But now, let's continue our afternoon of joy. I think we need some coffee, though. I know that Starbucks has their Christmas drinks out, and I think that's wonderful, and I'm sure I will drink many of them throughout this holiday season. But nothing holds a special place in my heart quite like Joffrey's Pumpkin Creme Brulee Cold Brew, and I'm going to drink it until they literally won't give it to me anymore. The bad news, that specific car was out of Pumpkin Creme Brulee Cold Brew. But the good news, my beloved Shaky Jamaica has returned. It's my favorite cold brew. I drink it black because it's got notes of coconut and caramel in it, but you could add a little milk or whatever you wanted to it. And it's delish. Let's go look at Christmas decorations. Look how pretty it is. Like I was saying before, I think the vintage feel of the Hollywood Studios decorations is so fun. The decorations that are on the light poles remind me a lot of driving through small town Iowa, which is where my family's from, during holiday season, where like your town main streets put up decor that looks a lot like this with the tinsel. Somebody probably knows what I'm talking about, I hope. But that's the vibe I get when I'm walking down the main streets here, Hollywood Boulevard and Sunset Boulevard. I've always enjoyed these tiny Christmas trees, too, that are on some of the light posts. I think they're so cute. But the real star of the Christmas show here is Gertie. I just think this is such fun decor. I love the giant ornaments in the water here. And then, of course, I love the Santa hat and the ornament with Gertie the dinosaur. Gertie the dinosaur is actually one of the oldest cartoons of all time, like the one animated, not this giant one here. But that's why Gertie is here. She's older than Mickey Mouse. She's widely known as the first cartoon, so it's a nod to the early days of animation. And when she's here in Hollywood Studios, she's actually a little ice cream shop. You can get Mickey bars and soft serve when she's open. And I can't wait for even more Christmas to come. The big tree will come, and some of the more vintage figures will come around here. Probably by the time that this video comes out, they'll be here. Christmas decor seems to pop up overnight. The little elves come into Disney and set it up to get it all ready. But it's fun every day as more things appear. I think the next stop on this glorious day of happiness, TM, is a little something to eat. And we're gonna go to one of my favorite places to just sit back and relax in a theme park. Here we are, Baseline Tap House. One of my favorite spots to grab a delicious snack and a craft beverage. Baseline Tap House is a California-themed brewery. So on tap, they have a wide variety of California craft beers. They also have some wines on tap, as well as a few cocktails on tap. They also can do basic cocktails. So they've got, you know, variety of liquor, and they can do simple cocktails either with their craft sodas, or they can just do like classic, you know, Jack and Coke, that sort of thing. They also have some really good bites. This is where you can get that amazing big pretzel. You can get a really good cheese plate, a steak puff. So I'm gonna grab one of those for dinner, and I just have to decide which one. Here is my dinner from Baseline. First of all, I know it's probably shocking, I did not get the cheese board. I think we're gonna do a charcuterie board video, and I'm gonna feature that there. Maybe a pretzel video too, but this is an underrated treat. It's the steak puff. So it's a puff pastry, and then you have thinly sliced steak in there, some onions, some cheese, and then some delicious drizzle of an aioli on top there. It's fabulous, and it comes with an olive tapenade. And then I love doing the beer flights here because I can never make up my mind and I want to try too many things. And I often ask the bartenders what their recommendations are. So I got a Hefeweizen, a Pilsner, the seasonal IPA, which is the Celebration IPA for the winter holidays, and then the Hazy IPA. Again, all of these are California craft beers, and this is like a dream dinner right here. Look at this thing. Look at that. Look at that steak, and that's cheese, and the puff pastry. Yes. It is so good, and no one knows about it. Like, no one talks about this. Everyone talks about the cheese board and the pretzel, as they should. But this thing is so delicious, and definitely hearty enough to be a light meal, a really good snack. The steak itself is really thin and cooked really, really well. It's actually coffee rubbed, and you can kind of taste that richness in there. It also has some sauteed onions on it, which I love. It brings out that natural sweetness in the onion. Then you've got that puff pastry, a little bit of the greens, and then the garlic aioli on top. If you like olives, throw that on there as well. And then it's kind of like a salty, nutty cheese. My guess would be it's a Gruyere. And I believe they're actually making these to order because it always takes a while to get them. So this is really delicious. And again, I feel like no one talks about them. But now let's try the different beers. Let's start with the, we'll go lightest to darkest. We'll start with the Pilsner. Oh yeah, nice, light, easy drinking. Nothing offensive about that. If you're not sure what to order there and you normally drink light beers, I think you'll enjoy that one. Now the Hefeweizen. I love Hefeweizens. Wheat beers are my personal favorite kind of beer. This one is got those hints of banana, that hint of wheat. It's kind of like a Blue Moon, but I actually think this one's better. Next up, I'm going to try the Hazy Little Thing IPA. Ooh, that is delicious. I find myself becoming more and more of an IPA drinker, where I used to not be. But that one's a fruity IPA, so it definitely has that hoppiness that you're used to with IPAs, but it's cut and curbed by the fruitiness, so I really enjoyed that. And last but not least, this is the Celebration IPA. This is the winter seasonal. Yeah, that one's definitely a hoppier IPA, no fruitiness to cut that. Instead, you've got kind of a richness, think clove, think Christmassy flavors, I guess. It's not really piney, but almost. I like that one as well, but that small pour is like the perfect amount for me of something that heavy. I prefer something lighter normally, especially if it was hotter and I was going to get a full one. But again, I love Baseline Tap House. It's perfect for people watching. It's a perfect spot to come take a break in a very busy park. Delicious dinner consumed. And it's almost time for me to head to Sunset Boulevard and make my way to the Fantasmic Amphitheater. But I was just thinking how it's nice to have popcorn when you're watching a show, But I don't want any regular popcorn. I want my favorite popcorn, which means we're on a mission to the planet of Batuu. Welcome to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and the far, far away planet of Batuu, commonly known as Star Wars Land. This is the land with Rise of the Resistance, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, Oga's Cantina. It's where you can see Kylo Ren and the Stormtroopers. But today we are here for one purpose, and one purpose only. Also though, I love it in here at night. I think it is so beautiful in here at night with the lanterns in the marketplace all lit up. Gorgeous. Wait, I got distracted by Life Day Chewie. Look at this plush you could acquire. That is very funny.
No matter how different we appear, we're all the same in our struggle against the powers of evil and darkness.
Here in the Blackspire Outpost Marketplace, you have 4 small stores. You have Toydarian Toy Makers here, where you can get a variety of plushes and toys from the Star Wars universe. You've got Jedi Outfitters, which is where you can get your robes and your sweet Jedi outfits. You've got the creature stall right here, which is where you can adopt a variety of exotic creatures such as porgs and lothcats. Here you have Jewels of Bith, where you will find things like t-shirts, pins, hats, and my favorite place, Katsaka's Outpost, where you will find space popcorn. Here it is, my beloved Katsaka's Outpost popcorn mix. So it is 2 different flavors of popcorn in one bag. The red ones are chili lime. The purple ones are blueberry lemon pound cake. And I think it tastes a little bit like spicy Trix cereal. It's just so good. There are some people that don't like this, but let me just say, if Katsaka's Outpost Mix has 100 fans, I am one of them. If they have 1 fan, it's me. And if they have no fans, I'm dead. Because I'm obsessed with this. It's one of my top 5 favorite Disney snacks. I think it tastes like spicy Trix. I already love popcorn. I think it's a beautiful blend of just like the tiniest bit of spice, but most importantly, it's fruity and salty. It's delicious. Try it. Let me know if you're in the fan club too. And we're taking this bag to see Fantasmic. It's time to head in the amphitheater for Fantasmic. If you haven't heard of Fantasmic, it is about a 25-minute nighttime spectacular that combines a bunch of characters, incredible storytelling, Disney music, fireworks, pyro, water effects, lasers. It is just Disney magic bottled up into one magnificent stage show. And while it returned to Disneyland a few weeks ago, it has not been back in Walt Disney World since the closure in March of 2020. Fantasmic has long been my favorite nighttime spectacular, and I'm so excited to see it tonight. I know I'm going to cry 1,000 tears, but I just adore this show. And cherry on top of that, the last time I saw this show, my whole family came to visit in March of 2020, just like a week before the closure. And it was my nephews and niece first time ever to Walt Disney World, and the very first thing we did with them was bring them to Fantasmic the night they arrived here. And sitting in the theater with my little nephew, Paxton, sitting on my lap, and hearing him gasp and ask me if Mickey was going to be okay and cheer just brought it to a whole new level. So I'm like teary just thinking about it. As you can imagine, Fantasmic is incredibly popular. It would be great if you could lock in a seat on Genie Plus or as a fancy ride and not have to worry about a line. They are bringing back the dining packages at the end of November. That is where you pay a prefix price for a multi-course meal at one of the sit-down restaurants in Hollywood Studios. And then you receive a voucher for reserved seating for Fantasmic. I personally, if I really wanted to see Fantasmic and didn't want to wait in a long line, would go for the dining package. Otherwise, you're going to want to line up probably 90 minutes before the show just to make sure you get a seat. It's incredibly popular. I will say, however, if you are coming on a night where there's 2 showings of Fantasmic, the second showing will be less crowded. So I'd recommend staying for that one. I'd be excited to see Fantasmic regardless, but I'm super excited because they refurbished the show while it was down, and they redid one of the scenes to include some characters that haven't been in the show previously, like Moana and Mulan. And so I'm super excited to see the new parts as well. I can't even explain my joy right now. It's about 10 minutes to showtime, and I am here in the Fantasmic Amphitheater with 10,000 of my closest friends. I am feeling all the feels being in here. They're doing things like the wave. They're getting the crowd amped up. I literally can't wait. I'm gonna cry 1,000 tears. Oh my gosh. It's almost time.
Welcome to Fantasmic. Use your vivid imagination. Nothing is more wonderful than the imagination.
What's going on? I could use a little help. Hello? Head of the hitman, one hit, head of the flock. Tonight, let's do the job and take you're so powerful. Well, this is my dream.
People are applauding the tech. Oh, my heart. I'm unwell right now. It's better than ever. It is such a wonderful show. The minute that music started, the crowd went wild, and it only went up from there. If you've seen the show before, it's mostly the same, but they did kick it up a notch during the closure. They added some new lasers, they added some new pyro, they zhuzhed it up. It all looks crisp and clean and fabulous. They also, the major change from before is that the Pocahontas scene has been altered big time. It now kicks off with Pocahontas, and then it has character appearances from Moana and Mulan and Aladdin and Elsa. And let me tell y'all what, I thought I was going to lose in the Mulan section, and I was crying in the Mulan section. Then Show Yourself from Frozen 2 came on, and Elsa, I was sobbing. It's beautiful. That song is so beautiful, and it was like a cool transformation, like incredible. Of course, the highlight of the entire show is when the steamboat comes out, driven by Steamboat Willie, and all the characters are on it, and then Mickey ends up on the top of the mountain, and the crowd went absolutely bonkers. Some imagination, huh? And then there's a standing ovation, and people were like cheering for the Tex, and it's just, this is Disney magic, and I'm so happy the show is back. Oh, well, it doesn't get much better than that. What a delight that show is back. I know it's a bummer that right now there's no lightning lane for it, so you are likely gonna have to wait in a longer line if you want to see the show. However, like I said, the dining package is back if you want a way to guarantee that you have a seat. But truly, Fantasmic is just, it's Disney magic embodied. It's wonderful. Go see it. Well, friends, I hope you had fun coming along tonight with me for a just like wonderful return of magic here at Hollywood Studios. I'm so glad Fantasmic's back. I'm so glad more characters are back. Let me know if you're going to see Fantasmic, what your favorite part is. In the meantime, friends, make sure to rate, review, subscribe, follow us on social media. And until next time, friends, I'm Molly, and it's been so magical. Now go watch my video on how to stack your lightning lanes for your afternoon in Hollywood Studios. Bye!